If you're a realtor or a B2B business owner, you know that a lead is at its peak value the second it hits your database. 5 minutes later, that value drops by 10x. If you're in a meeting or driving or sleeping, that lead is ineffectively dead. So, most people try to fix this with basic thank you email and possibly some SMS and maybe throw it into their CRM. That's not a system, that's a courtesy. So today I'm going to show you how to build a revenue first routing system. So we're going to be using Go High Level and show how your business responds with logic and not just a template. Most businesses, you'll go on the landing page and you'll go ahead and go to the contact us. We're going to fill that out. And what's going to happen? They're going to get an email or possibly an SMS. Possibly will go in company's CRM. But then what happens after that? That's what we're going to work with today. So on our system, as we're using Go High Level, a basic automation that you're going to see is the trigger is the form is submitted. There is a wait, and then there's an email, SMS, and then creating an opportunity. And that's great. Now, again, this just gets the information in CRM, it gets the information in your database. But what I'm going to do is suggest of taking this up a few other notches and living in 2026. AI is all around us, so let's start utilizing it. So part of high level is obviously we can create features like this, but then on top of that is creating AI agents. Now, they natively have AI agents in here, and I'll do other videos on the AI agents part where you can do voice agents, conversation AI agents, Agent Studio. There's templates that can be used and done. But for the sake of this video and time, we're just going to go ahead and create a new agent. So I already started creating with this test one. So we're going to create a bot, and you have three options. It's going to be prompt-based bot, and we're just going to go ahead and create that new one. And there is templates that are in here, which is nice. I prefer to just do them by scratch. So we're going to go by scratch here. And I'm just going to label this as test lead. I'm going to select this as autopilot. The supported channels, here's all the supported channels that can be done: Instagram, Facebook, SMS, chat widget, live chat, WhatsApp, and email. Now, obviously, they all need to be connected in order for this to work. The purpose of today is to show you how it's going to primarily work in email and SMS. But what we're doing is directly can be done on Instagram, Facebook, and same thing with the chat widgets as well. Now, we're just going to keep this the same right here for autopilot, just because we're going to be doing some testing in a little bit. Now, in the bot training is next, we want to do a knowledge base. So the easiest way to do this is creating a new knowledge base, and we're just going to do test. And there's multiple options on how you can create your knowledge base. This is major when you're creating any AI agent and bot. The options are to do web crawl or FAQ. You can just drop in a whole bunch of text here, create tables, or you can upload stuff. I just took the website that I showed earlier and added it in the web crawler. It crawls, and then you go back and you can just add it right here, and we are set. And then it's kind of reading that information. Next part is going to be the bot goals. Now, high level does natively, they give you kind of these templates in here. I would suggest not using them unless if it's a really, really simple workflow for like appointment booking, but I prefer to put my own prompts in there. If you go ahead and send a comment in this post, I will shoot you what I use for the prompt. that you can add to ChatGPT or Gemini. It doesn't really matter, but the prompt works really, really well in creating these prompts. So just shoot me a message and I'll shoot it back to you. So what we're getting is a personality, the goal, and additional information. In the goal and additional information, we want to make sure that we're adding a couple things, such as like this one is, we're going to either add the calendar link in here or remove it. I'm going to show you why we're going to remove it right now because it's not needed to do this one. And also making sure that you're putting in correct custom fields, such as contact first name is in here, and you can add contact information right there. Next part, we're going to select appointment booking, and I'm just going to use a singular calendar. You can do multiple calendars if it's going to do a round robin. So we're just going to go and select here. I'm not going to select any of these right now because it's not needed at this present time. I'm just do save. So it's set up for appointment booking. Now, how this is set up, again, just going back here one more time, is it says don't book appointment, only send the booking link. I prefer to deselect this because I want the bot to sound more human and I want it to not just send a link. Okay, so that's usually what I kind of prefer to do. Obviously, you need to have the calendar set up in here in order to do this. And then I always have enable conversation summary. It doesn't always have to have that, but we're going to deselect that right now. So right now, we are set. You can test the bot right here, but which is fine. You can do that. But instead, what I prefer to do is activate a real-time scenario in conversations and test it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have this workflow live, which it is. And I'm going to put myself through here and test the workflow. And then we'll see it in the conversations. Now, for testing purposes, it's recommended you just go ahead and delete some of the stuff or just remove it. So what I'm going to do right here is do like 0.1 minute, but I'm going to make sure that I change that back later on because, again, I don't want to wait 5-10 minutes for some of this stuff. Now, when you're testing it in real time, and like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put my contact information in here. You want to make sure that that contact information is removed because there can't be duplicate contacts. Otherwise, it's not going to send. So if you have yourself in CRM, check the phone number, check the email, and delete that out there. All right, it's all cleared out. All right, so here's the test. All right, and you see the lead came in as an opportunity. We're going to take a look at that right now. So it shows as website form. Pretty basic information in the opportunity part right here. And we're going to go to the conversation, and it shows right here, okay, the email sent out, and it sent the text message. In order for this particular automation to work and for the AI agent to work, there needs to be a response. All right, here's the response back from me. AI is going to kick up. You can see right now. Now, this is where I was saying with training it, I don't know where this message came from and why. This doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to say, and we're going to edit this. All right, I'm going to go save that and train it. Now, what's happening here is, again, this can be done in any other channel, such as Instagram, Facebook, email. Now this is where it gets cool. Next steps right here is it's showing my real-time availability. All right, and then what it did was it created the appointment. You can view the appointment here. It moved the opportunity, sent a follow-up, and you can see it's in my calendar. So that is the difference between having a website and having an automated sales hub. One collects names, the other captures revenue. If you want this exact blueprint for your business, I've linked it in my tier 1 diagnostic audit below.